Okay.
This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the 40th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2014 here in NOLA. I have with me Mr. Jeffrey Klenda of UR Energy, symbol URG on the NYSE and URE on the TSX. Welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You. Let's get an overview on the company.
Sure. Well, we are a producer of uranium. We've been in production now for about a year and a half, and it took us a long time to get here. It was a rigorous permitting and licensing process, but after 10 years of struggle, we've been able to emerge as one of the lowest cost producers in the world. And despite the fact that uranium is a very challenging place to be right now, we've emerged as one of the cash flow positive stories out there in the space, and that's saying something.
I think the fact that you're in North America is huge. Am I talking out of turn?
No. We, as a matter of fact, many of you may recall that when the uranium renaissance began some 9-10 years ago, jurisdiction really wasn't talked about, and it didn't matter. But now we've all come to learn that jurisdiction matters a great deal. There's nothing more important, and we're real happy to be not only in the United States but in Wyoming. It's proven to be one of the best jurisdictions in the world.
So now let's really get into this. What size resource are you talking with, when you start to give some numbers?
Right. Well, we have a pipeline of projects, and the first in our flagship property is our Lost Creek project, and that's about 13.5 million pounds all in, measured, indicated, and inferred. So while we're not supposed to count inferred, I guess you would put us at about 11 million pounds in the resource. But we have a pipeline of projects. What we like to target are 10 million pound plus projects. We feel that those are going to give us the best shot at scalability and favorable economics.
So who's the offtake agreement to?
Well, there's multiple of them right now. We actually have been entering into our offtake agreements really systematically. Starting in 2010, we only had one offtake in place when Fukushima hit in 2011. Since then, we have put multiple offtakes in place with multiple U.S. utilities. The contractual commitments prohibit us from mentioning them by name, but they're all household names. They're all the largest utilities in the United States. They're our customers.
So the growth in uranium is kind of, unfortunately, based on good news, bad news. But I think that if you would, tell us some of the countries that have devoted their almost a great deal of the majority of their power is now coming from uranium.
That's correct. Look, when you're talking about those countries that are highly dependent on nuclear energy, of course, France is the leader with about 75% of their power coming from nuclear. But beyond that, Japan was highly dependent, and a number of other European countries are as well. And of course, now we are entering into the geopolitical realm, and this raises the issue of Ukraine and dependence on Russia and so on. And it's really a good time to be a U.S. producer as a result of that.
So what do you think that when you talk about power companies in the U.S., do you see a trend going more towards uranium and nuclear energy?
Well, I think that in the United States, while we are building out 4 reactors at the present time, the fact is that in other countries is where the real growth is going to take place over the course of the next 10, 20 years, and that's going to be predominantly in Russia, China, and India. The fact is that we are in a position now where the growth is undeniable. Few people understand that at the time of Fukushima, there were 56 nuclear reactors under construction. Now, 3.5 years later, that number is 72, almost half of those in China. So the build out and the growth curve are very real, and they are going to dominate the supply-demand fundamental question over the course of the next several years.
What's your background?
My background is really in the financial space. I'm a serial company starter, starting when I was back in my 20s. It's unfortunately about 30 years ago now. I started this company 10.5 years ago with a group of guys out of Ottawa and Toronto, and we felt that we wanted to take advantage of what we had hoped was going to be the renaissance in nuclear power and the uranium space, and so we started the company. It's been a tremendous success, and we're happy to say that we have emerged as one of the preeminent players in the uranium space now.
Well, it seems to me like you're a leader in this space. I mean, I don't want to put a label on you, but
Most definitely. In fact, look, fact is if you can produce anywhere near $21 or $20 a pound, you're going to be one of the lowest cost producers in the world. Fact is that here in the United States, only about 10% of what we consume on an annual basis is actually produced in the United States. That is a very real strategic problem, and we think it's going to morph into something of a national security issue in the years to come. What people don't understand is that one in every fifth time you turn on a light in the United States, you can thank the nuclear industry. So we're not alternative energy. Every 10th time you turn on a light in the United States, you can thank Vladimir Putin. So the fact is that we are 20% of the base load in this country. It's growing, and I think that this is something that's going to be with us for some time to come.
Jeff, I just want to make sure that our viewers have an opportunity to find out more information on UR Energy. What is your website?
Oh, that's an easy question. www.urenergy.com. Join us on the website sometime.
Now
Lots of information.
The letter U and the letter R energy.com. I want to be specific on that. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is URG on the NYSE and URE on the TSX. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is Jeff Klenda. We're on SNN Live. We're at the 40th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2014. Thanks, Jeff, for coming on to SNN Live.
Thanks, Shelley. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you.
Appreciate it.